The question isn't who's going to let me, it's who's going to stop me. Ayn Rand, Eisen, Light Yagami, both will do whatever it takes to achieve their ultimate goal, while making no compromises. You could combine their evil deeds, and it wouldn't even touch the atrocities that Fang Yuan committed. That is just how evil he is. But I mean, what do you expect? If your first chapter starts off with, you have killed thousands, you took my purity, and massacred my entire clan. Yo, I don't know if this guy's our protagonist. You kinda seem like the final villain. Anyways, so Fang Yuan actually originally came from Earth, but then got summoned to this cultivation world, which technically makes this an isekai. He then goes on to live another 500 years, and then regresses back in time, which makes this an isekai regression cultivation manhwa. God, I love Chinese cartoons. So that's the premise. Now let's get into his list of war crimes. So first he starts off by simply extorting his entire class. You can either pay him or get beat up, and that just becomes a routine for him. He then proceeds to straight up end this dude, who was ordered by this woman to attack Fang Yuan if he came out of his dorm room. But he does it in one of the most gruesome ways I've seen in manhwa. He really cuts him up, almost pokes his eyes out, and then just cuts off his head in front of the guards. He then proceeds to take his body to his room, cut it up, put it into a box, and send the box to the family of the woman that made him guard Fang Yuan. Yeah, I'm staying far away from him. By the way, he was like 15 when he did this. But you know, like the Rudius Grey Rat 15, not the actual 15. You know, it's kinda funny because he only gets worse from here on out. Because he then cripples these guards for life by cutting off limbs, just so he could win the mental warfare against his teacher. Like, Fang Yuan only sees people as chess pieces. It doesn't even seem like he recognizes them as humans. He will literally use anyone if it means achieving his goal. He won't even stop at family. I mean, the amount of times we see him beat up his brother is just jarring. And what does he do next? What about murdering the son of this peaceful mountain family? Why? Because Fang Yuan wanted the boy that this guy hunted. Yeah, we're at this point now. We're literally killing people because of pigs. Like, to be honest, it ain't that serious. He then brings his corpse to his sister and his father, and then demands compensation, because he apparently offended him. So he asks the father for a beast map, but because the old man didn't give the right one to him, he first kills the father in front of the daughter, and then follows up by also killing the daughter. And when I first saw these two panels, I was just sad, because the daughter literally didn't do anything at all. Imagine living your entire life on a mountain just for this guy to randomly decide on a day to completely wipe out your entire bloodline, leaving no trace of your existence behind. I mean, he really wiped the entire squad. Like, bro, this ain't Fortnite. And all that basically on a whim. Well, Fang Yuan then goes on to have his entire group killed by a wild wolf pack, basically torn to shreds, eaten alive by wild animals. And the way it happened was so gruesome. He first let this girl's friend die in front of her eyes. He then proceeds to use that girl, while still alive, as a meat shield, so that he is not eaten by the wolves. She literally died of cardiac arrest, because the bite of the wolves transmits some sort of electricity. So she was literally shocked to death, and the leader of his group managed to survive. Well, not for long, because Fang Yuan just straight up suffocates him. And why? Because they were an obstacle to getting his inheritance. And just so you know, that is only what happened in the manhwa. The things that people say that he did in the novel are beyond ruthless. And to be honest, this is the first time that I thought, maybe I shouldn't include what he did. Because what do you mean he makes a bear eat a 15-year-old girl, then force feeds the bear the bones of the girl, to then cook it in some sort of ritual? I can't even comprehend the thought process behind that. I mean, what type of edibles do you have to take to even come up with this? And do you know what? That's remotely not the worst thing he does. But I don't think I want to say what other evil acts this guy commits. Like, there's a reason why he's called one of the most evil characters in all of fiction. Reading this felt like going insane. So you know what? I'm just making a new channel where I only talk about romance manhwa. It's called Shikanya. And the first video is going to be about a furry ice skating vampire romance manhwa. Right now I sound like a crazy person. Link to the channel in the description. Well, as for Reverend Insanity, this was probably one of the cruelest manhwa that I've ever read. And I'll probably read the new manhwa. But this one wasn't too bad, but also not really decent. Like a 6.5 Griffiths out of 10.